What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Universe, coming to you live from the house to talk to you about the book. I wasn't gonna do it at first, and I was like, just read. And I was gonna talk to the big man while I read, but then he hit me in chapter 18, right? The Sons of Promise. I don't even know how to start this. People say don't take things literal, take things literal. I don't know. And this is like a big thing to me when people are like, take things literal in the Bible, or things are a metaphor. The reason I'm acting like this, because if I'm supposed to be reading this and taking this as a metaphor, I'll give you the context. Right now, the context so far, Abram has turned into Abraham. He had a son named Ishmael with a wife named Agar. Agar is basically, you can call Agar an outsider. She was the spoils of war. Now, the reason she's the spoils of war is because of the fact that all the other princes were over there fighting, and Lot got taken up, like the Sodom and Gomorrah, the children, like the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah, which is crazy because we know, like, I can tell, like, oh man, basically the kings were fighting. Lot got swept up. They took him all his stuff during the battle. Somebody came and told Abram, hey, they was fighting, they took your brother. Abram was like, what? He went, fucked all they shit up. Basically, that's long story. That's what happened. Okay. His wife, Sarai, can't have a baby. So she's mad. So she gives her servant, Hagar, to Abram to have a baby. She has a baby. Sarai winds up bullying the woman, because I don't think Abram had that in his head, but he was like, that's your servant. Do whatever you want. I'm pretty sure he's like, I gave you a baby. Now you're complaining. Do whatever you want. So she's being harsh to the servant because the servant's had a baby, and she feels like God favors the servant more than she favors her. So she's acting harshly to it. So God sends an angel down because of the fact that that wasn't his, like, and I understand reading on, like, that wasn't his initial wife. And he wasn't married to her. She just was given to him by, like, as, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't actually marry the servant. So the angel came down and was like, hey, don't worry. We're going to hook you up with the full package. God's going to make sure that, you know, that little man has some nations. He says that, right? That basically, and I'm giving you context right now. He's like, God says, we're going to give you nation. He's like talking to Hagar because she's over crying by the river. She's like, I don't know what to do. This is Ishmael. So it comes back. Abram's like 99 now. He was like 80 something when he had Ishmael. He's like 99 now. Ishmael is like 13. It even says Ishmael's 13. Because Abram turned into Abraham now. He's now making a covenant with God. They're starting to circumcise themselves. He circumcises Abram. No, he circumcised Ishmael. Even says when he circumcised Ishmael, Ishmael is 13. Yeah. And for Ishmael, I have heard you. Behold, I have blessed. Yeah, this, for Hagar, he says, because he was laughing. He told Abram, you're 99. You're about to have kids. Abram, literally, where is it? I got to find it real quick. Because it said Abram fell on his face and laughed. Abram was 99 years old. Abraham walked. Okay. Basically, Abram fell on his face, laughed. God, I'm 99. I can't have kids. God is like, you're going to do what I tell you to do. He's like, but what about Sarai? He's like, it's not Sarai anymore. It's Sarah now. And he's like, oh shit. Okay. Sarah is fucking 80 something. She can't have kids no more. Like, we ain't had kids. And he's laughing. And God's like, no, you're going to have kids. And you're going to call that kid Isaac. And God's like, but I already have Ishmael. And God's like, don't worry. And that's when he's like, oh yeah. And I will bless her. Fuck all the circumcisions. But Abram was like, yeah. And then Abram fell on his face and laughed and said in his heart, and he's talking. So in his heart, so he's talking to himself. That means, and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born to a man who is 100 years old? Because he's 99 years old to 100 years old, and shall Sarah, who is 90 years old, bear a child? He's like, what? And he's laughing. Like, you laughing in the face of God. God appeared to him. It said God appeared to him. Abram when he fell on his face, it's because God appeared to him. Hold on, I'll go back to it. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. Fuck. I'm not going to go back to it because it's far up there. And I've read so much. There's a lot of words on this page. And I'm kind of dyslexic, okay? So I'm sorry. But, yeah, 99 years old, shall bear a child. And God, and then Abram was just like, all the stuff he's thinking, Abram said to God, so out of everything he was thinking, what you decided to say was, oh, that Ishmael might live before you. Which is like, he's saying, hey, I got Ishmael. Why you? I just laughed in front of you and then thought to myself, how am I going? I'm almost 100. I ain't finna have no children. God, Ishmael, I just had a son. He 13, right? And then God said, no. Sarah, he said, no. So you know God is like, no. Then God said, no. Sarah, your wife, shall bear you a son, and you shall call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his descendants after him. He's talking about his seed, right? Will come from you and her, because y'all was right. He sees her pain. You're like, and that's God sees her pain, and he's like, okay, I see it. You're gonna be mean to the servant lady. I got you. We'll hook you up too. Literally. Literally. As for Ishmael, I have heard you. Behold, I have blessed him and will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. And he shall beget 12 princes. That means he's a king. God has denounced this dude as a king. And I will make him a great nation. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac. God gave his covenant to Isaac because of Abraham. I see that. I understand that. God never said that Ishmael was bad. You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, I'm going to hook him up too. I want my covenant to be with you because I want to dwell with you. And then this is perfect. And this is why God said, I want to dwell with you. And this is the beautiful thing. This is why I'm like, do we take it literal or do we take it metaphorical? Is all this metaphorical? Is he just talking to God in it? Is all this metaphorical? You know what I'm saying? And then I'll make him fruitful exceedingly. But my covenant, I want to be with you, right? So Abraham took Ishmael, his son, who were all born. Oh, yeah. And then it says that all the men that he bought and everything, he circumcised them. He circumcised himself at 99. He circumcised his son at 13. He circumcised everybody in his house. That's what it say. Yeah, Abram was 99 years old when he was circumcised. Yeah. In the flesh of his foreskin. Yeah. Ishmael, his son, was 13 years old. Yeah. You can find that in Genesis 17, chapter 17, verse 25. I'm telling you, it's there. It says that very same day, Abraham was circumcised and his son Ishmael, and all the men in his house, born in the house, who or bought with money from a foreigner, were circumcised with him. That means all the servants, if Abraham just fought a war and beat everybody to get it, brother, do we hear me now? That's a lot of motherfuckers. Abraham 90, come, hey, God just talked to me. Ishmael, we're gonna give you nations. You're 13. God wants me to have another baby with your other mom, and I also gotta cut our penises. We gotta circumcise us. We have to be circumcised. I have to do it. I gotta do it. Shh. I know. You want to talk to God yourself? You can. He was here. Like, like it said God presented himself, but like for people like God wasn't there. For people that want Jesus himself, right? I made a whole video like one day saying, like proving to y'all where Jesus said, proving that people say that people use the statement where Jesus, and I think it's in Mark or John, Jesus is I still got it in Mark. Look at me. Jesus, Moses, yeah. Jesus is saying to the serpents, this is, we can say John chapter 8, verse 50, start at 57 and read down. That way you get context, because it says, then the Jews said to him, you are not yet 50 years old, and have you seen Abraham? They're talking to Jesus like, Jesus, Abraham's dead. What are you talking about? You ain't seen Abraham. And then Jesus said to them, most assuredly, sir, most assuredly, sir, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am. Jesus didn't say he was. He said before Abraham was, I am. When Abraham asked God his name, what did God say? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Point proven. Okay, back moving forward, okay? Now hear me out. If God was the one talking to Abraham and stuff, now we're going to go to chapter 18, what this video was originally about. The sons of the promise, right? The son of promise. Then the Lord appeared to him by the terebinth, terebinth, terebinth trees of the Mamre, as he was sitting in the tent door in the heat of the day. I'll reread it to stop laughing and stuff. Then the Lord appeared to him by the terebinth trees of Mamre, as he was sitting in the tent door in the heat of the day. The Lord appeared to him by the tree, right? By the tree thing in the tent door. So he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing by him. And when he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed himself to the ground. We're going to reread that together. Then the Lord appeared to him by the terebinth. I feel like that we're gonna throw that word away because it's just describing the trees, okay? So the Lord appeared to him by the trees of the Mamre. So the Mamre could be where they're sitting, like a station, right? The trees of Mamre. It's a place, like it's describing the place, the trees of the place, right? They're by the trees, and it's describing the place. We got that now, all right? As he was sitting in the tent door in the heat of the day. So Abraham sitting in the tent door in the heat of the day, and the Lord appeared to him. So he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing by him. It starts off by letting you know the Lord appeared to him. Now we're in his context. He lifted up his eyes, and behold, 3 men were standing by him. So he lifted up his eyes. Oh shit, the Lord, 2 other people, 3 men were standing by him. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? He lifted, 3 men were standing by him. And when he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them. So he lifted up, whoa, ran up. Why would you the Lord appeared. He knew who the Lord was. So when the Lord appeared and 3 men, come. He saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed himself to the ground, bruh. And said, my Lord, if I have now found favor in your sight, Do not pass on by your servant. Lord, I've circumcised everybody like you said. I've had relations with my wife, like you said, to have a son, like you said. My son Ishmael is circumcised, like you said, and he knows that he will be a great, like you said, because it described to us what he was saying. Like, Lord, the Lord appeared to me and I have done what he asked me to do. Have I found favor in your sight? Do not pass on by your servant. Please let a little water be brought and wash your feet and rest yourself under the tree? Wow! Is that not like, I know God is omnipotent. I know God is glorious in every single ways, but is that not God in the book itself saying that God was in present form? Now let me I understand what some people will be, then why is God not here then? Where is God? God in the beginning of the Bible, when the angels came down to men and were coming on to men, and it was right before the flood. If y'all want to be all picky, because we can go in scripture, like it's in, like, fuck that. It's in, I promise you, bro. I promise you, it's in scripture. It's in scripture. You see how I jumped from book to book? No. Read from beginning to end first before you just jump from book to book to book, and read from beginning to end. Truly start from beginning to end and read and comprehend before you just read this book, because you're not gonna understand shit. I promise you. I read and I reread and reread, and I still find new stuff. Like, all right, but we come in 16 minutes. I'm trying to keep it quick, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hold on. Please let a little water be brought and wash your feet. God appeared before him, and he's offering to wash God's feet. Can I say that's physical? Or let's do this. Let's say God isn't a physical body like this. Since people want to act like that, since Jesus said that we're gods like he is, since Jesus said that we can do what he can do and better, you know what I'm saying? Even though Enoch, you know what I'm saying, he walked with God, like, you know what I'm saying, that body and soul, like, I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying. But let's just say God's not this physical at this moment. He's not this, and he's a spiritual essence, right? He is a mist in the air. I wish I had a fucking spray bottle or something so I can show a mist and give y'all, like, he's like this, like translucent, but like fuck, mist, motherfucker, mist. You know what mist is? Okay, bet. He is a mist formal creature, like an energy creature, right? Let's say he's like that, right? In the physical world. So now Abraham really losing his shit, because we people, right? Abraham don't have no Bible. Abraham don't have no stories. He don't have no religion. There's no culture. God just appeared and was like, hey, I want you to have babies. And he's like, whoa, you're God, right? And he's like, yes, I'm God. I want you to have a, like, that's what he going through. So, okay, right? So this is what's popping up to this motherfucker, right? So let's say it's a ghost creature that did pop up to him that he knows is God. You gonna wash a ghost's feet with water? That's what we doing? I'm gonna wash a ghost's feet with water? That's what we doing? I'm gonna wash water with water. Can water be wet? Let's answer that question now. I'm sorry we getting heated, but yeah, let's answer. Can water be wet? We also okay. I'm sorry. I get too excited myself. Look at you talking yourself, because we learning. Oh, but please let a little water be brought and wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will bring a morsel of bread, and you may refresh your hearts. Are these motherfuckers eating now? Like, come on, people, comprehend. They're eating. I am a strong believer, hardcore believer, and I have questions too. And these are the questions I ask. These are God can eat. God eating. God eating. God is eating. The person y'all call God, yes, is eating. And then people like, oh, there's a different God. Come on, man. Don't be an atheist. Like, and the reason I say don't be an atheist and read this book, don't be angry and read this book, because you'll read this book to prove it wrong. You'll read this, instead of reading this book as a beautiful story, like, yeah, let's ask the what if question. Let's really ask the what if question. What if this is fake? What if it's fake? What if it's fake? What if religion's fake? What if religion is a sack of bullshit? That is a real question. What if religion is a sack of bullshit? Okay, then, hey, have you read the sci-fi called Bible? Holy Bible? Y'all like anime. Y'all like smut. Y'all like other stories. Everybody loves a good story. There's a story that's been around for thousands of years, since beginning of beginning, that's for some reason been changed so many times, and so many people want to change it up for something, and they want to add their own touch to it. So many people have touched, so many people have touched and added their own creativity, their own thought, their own 2 cents to the book, bro. Yeah, they fucking revised and edited. Yeah, they took out the word. Yes, they manipulated it. They did. Did you go and see what the original was? Did you go and see what the original said? Did you find the original? Do you know what the original's called? Do you know what it was called before it was the Holy Bible? Because you can't just say, oh, it was manipulated. Okay. What was it before it was manipulated? Did you find that? Just saying. Yeah, it could be fake. It could be fake. It very much could be fake. But this is a beautiful story. It is a beautiful story. If you like stories, you like movies, you like cartoons, you like TV shows, this is the great, like, love story, hate, greed, lust, backstabbing. If you like brutality, it's in there. What? Like, I'm telling you, if you want spiritual and just, it's in there. You scientific, I swear to God, it's in there. The whole beginning of the Bible of Genesis talks about literally reality, contraception, self-awareness. Literally, science calls it an atom. God called it Adam. Come on! What? Like, what are we doing? Fucking, it's crazy how every other religion and stuff will fucking, they talk about this energy that we can all access and stuff. And the Bible, God is lit. We ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gotta get into that because people ain't ready for that yet. People ain't ready for that. But we'll go. And I will bring a morsel of bread that you may refresh your hearts. They got hearts, huh? After that, you may pass by, insomuch and not as much and as much. You may pass by. I'm sorry. Look, big words, motherfucker. And as much. NINASMUCH. Yeah. And that's much. I know I'm not crazy. Look. Can you see it? Wait, where is it? Fuck. What does that look like to y'all? What the hell? Is it upside down? Am I crazy? Okay. It looked like some different text at first. And as much. Y'all see that? In as much. What the fuck is going on in my camera? Oh, fuck. It's backwards. Is it backwards? Yo, I swear to God, it looks like fucking Hebrew on my fucking. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. Am I tripping? My Lord, have I? My Lord, have I? What? My Lord, if I now. And it said, my Lord, if I have now found favor in your sight, do not. That's what that top sentence says. I am flipping time out. What the I fucking hate English. We're back. Don't worry. Sorry for the hiccup. Hey, look, gonna make this quick. This is gonna be closing. I looked up some stuff on this word. You can look up the Issamach. Look, chapter 18, verse 5. Genesis chapter 18, verse 5. It says that most people translate that word into as much. Is in as much. It translates to as much. Or as much as. Which is weird. Why would you keep that word if we translated this in as much or in as much as, like maybe if it's a typo, I hate y'all even more because out of all the things you typo is that. If it's not a typo, which it didn't feel like because when I searched it up, they said that this word is translated and the meaning of this word is as much or as much as, which is they put as much as, so that's as much as. There's a lot of, basically it sums up to you. So, as much as you have come to your servant, they said, do as you have said. And then Abram hurried into the tent, and Sarah said, quickly make ready 3 measures of a fine meal, and keep it and make cake, knead it and make cakes. Aren't those desserts? So now God eating desserts. And I understand people like, oh, what about, God doing all the sacrifices and stuff for savory goodness? That comes way later, man. You got to read the Bible as it is. You'll get to the point where it talks about where God is, giving them for the tabernacle. And that's the reason he's giving them the tabernacle. And that's around the time Moses is in the picture. You know what I'm saying? And that's generations and generations and generations and generations after Abraham, And when God appears to Moses, he appears to Moses completely different, in a completely different form. Who knows? And the thing is, people talk about how God appeared on Mount Sinai and everything, but God could have had if God wrote God really could have wrote the tablets, yo. When it said God wrote the tablets, he really wrote the tablets. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes me believe God himself. Like when it says he wrote the tablets, he wrote the tablets. But after God, and then for that means that, you know what I'm saying, not only did people think that God's presence was on top of the mountain, they was really praising a calf in front of God. That means God, not only his presence was there, but he was really there. He was really there. And I don't know, just, yeah. But that's about it for today. I'm gonna leave it there. Have a good day. Peace out. We might keep that little jingle for the end of the videos. I don't know. We'll see. Peace out.